as he raged out of control, even as he beat me, I never lost touch with him. It was the vortex of his pathos, his insanity, his hurt that overwhelmed me, filling me, more than the physical pain, with black despair, with torpor. I couldn't wait for the ritual to end so that I could take to my bed, pull the covers up over me, and sleep. Later, in adolescence, I began to find that same sweet release in drugs and in the thrill of risk-taking. Things got worse. My life grew more dangerous. By late adolescence, I started to wonder which one of us, my dad or me, was going to survive. A skinny 27-year-old, I pull a thick Afghan onto my lap and ask my father to tell me about his childhood. He begins with the usual maneuvers. He adopts surliness, then he jokes, evades. But this time I am armed with the fledgling skills of a young therapist. I have learned a few lessons in the craft of opening up a closed heart. You know, your mother and I deliberately made the decision to keep all this from you, he begins. I understand, I say. We didn't want to burden you kids. I appreciate that. But I suppose you're certainly old enough now, he falters. I am quiet. He pauses. You'll never know what it was like back then, he tells me. The depression. He lapses into silence for a while, and then he begins. He wasn't more than 6 or 7 when his mother died of some lingering disease whose name he affects not to remember. He had only vague pictures of her in his head, hardly memories. He recalled her warmth, an infectious laugh. After she died, things went downhill for my father's father, Abe, a weak, passive man. Abe lost his job, bought a little mom-and-pop store, then he lost the store. Unable to support itself, the family broke up. My dad and his younger brother went to live with a cousin. Aunt Sylvie was mean. She was bitter before the Depression, and taking in my father Edgar and his brother young Phil, did nothing to slake the venom in her disposition. She was cruel in a daily, ordinary way. Like how, Dad? I ask him. Oh, I don't know, he shrugs me off. Like how, Dad? I repeat the question. I eventually get my father to tell me about the humiliation of ragged hand-me-downs, about how Sylvie would dish out food to him with a line such as, "Here is a big piece of chicken for Stephen because he is my son, and here is a small piece of chicken for you, Edgar, because you are not." When he was 11 or 12, the rage in my father, the missing of his mother, his father, filled him to the bursting point. His little brother was still young and sunny enough to adjust, but my dad began acting out. An instigator at school, a petty thief at home. He lasted through 1 or 2 incidents, and then Aunt Sylvie summarily got rid of him. He found himself banished to the home of elderly grandparents in another part of town. What did you do? I ask. What do you mean, what did I do? I went to school. I worked. Did you have friends? I made friends. Did you see Phil and your father? Yes, he saw them. All that winter after school, he would walk 6 miles through the snow to have dinner with them at Sylvie's house. He would linger over a cup of cocoa until Sylvie asked him to leave. Then he'd walk back again alone. I look out of the window of our little seaside apartment, onto bare November trees. I picture that 12-year-old boy walking back in the snow. How was that for you? I ask. How did you feel? My father shrugs. How did you feel? I insist. A little cold, I guess. Come on, goddammit. I don't hold a grudge, Terry. My father's tone levels me. They did what they had to do, all right? These were tough times. Besides, his voice becomes still. I understand in a way. I wasn't so easy to handle. You were a child, I tell him. My father shakes his head. Yeah, well, I was pretty hard-boiled. I could be quite a little son of a bitch. How much of a son of a bitch could you have been, Dad? I say. You were 12 years old. He turns away. I don't know. He slumps. Look at me, I take his shoulders. I don't give a shit what you did. Do you understand?